All right. That's an athletic team. Bernard Nugent from Clayton State. Whatever. Now, again, this isn't their last teams. Like some of these guys, like for instance, I said Keystone from Florida, but his last team was in Greece. To your point,
Mm-hmm.
like so, it's not all just. Let's see. Okay, sideline cancer. I'm not gonna do every team. I'm just kind of looking through to see who. They're pretty much their same team. You remember Chris Coffey played at Georgetown College here, and I think Chris Coffey. I think he's from Louisville. Maybe I might be messing that up, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys, a lot of the same names, and a lot of these rosters aren't. Team Diesel is the 2 seed.
He paid for that.
He is the 2 seed.
He
I'm
paid
trying
for
to
that.
see.
Shaq
They've
paid
got
to be.
Devin Williams from West Virginia, Jarrell Eddy from Virginia Tech, Jordan Crawford from Bowling Green, Isaiah Miles from St. Joseph, Samaje Christian from Xavier, Mackenzie Moore from UTEP. Pretty good team.
Diesel's not going to put his name on the team that can't win it, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's not the coach or anything though. So.
He's not playing. And are we still doing the if he was on the roster, what would the betting odds be that they win?
Oh.
He doesn't Shaq have the Mike Tyson effect? Like, I can't bet against him, and he's 60.
Right.
I still can't bet. If you told me tomorrow Shaq would be suiting up, I'd be like, uh-oh.
Yes.
They're the favorite to win.
Yes.
You would be like, Marcus, he can barely get up the court. He can barely beat Kenny Smith to the board.
I will say, though, Marcus, listen, maybe it's my bias, but when you pull up our roster and you see David Johnson, David Sloan, Earl Clark, Jay Scrubb, Peyton Siva, Montrezl Harrell, Ray Spalding, Russ Smith, going to get another couple announcements today. Dude, you look at that and you're like, oh, okay, we got the best team in this thing. Like, come on now. Like, we have the best team in this thing. At least in our region.
We have a roster that can win it.
Yes, absolutely.
But some of these teams are handpicked to play together.
Yeah. We'll see. But we do have a bracket. We do have a bracket now. So that is people kind of can put together your matchups, your days, your times, all that stuff. So I guess, I talked about it yesterday for a second, Mark. It's like we're kind of in TBT
window
now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, okay, that's kind of the next thing on the docket. We're going to have, of course, we're getting videos, which we can talk about today. We've got our the Tom Jurich celebration on Saturday, which I'm excited to go to. And, all that is in there. But TBT is kind of the next big event, right?
Yep.
So I guess you're kind of in that window now where it's like, okay, we've got games, we can start watching rosters and all that stuff. So it's
what about the individual workouts? Is it time to ratchet them up finally?
Well, I feel like they've been pretty tough already. They've been pretty dang good so far.
Yeah, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, we have a couple more this week. So, yeah, but no, yeah, it's kind of time to get involved there. So excited about that.
What you do this weekend, Nikki?
This weekend, I'm working. I think I'm working the crawfish boil at Lulu on Middletown Saturday.
This upcoming weekend?
Yeah, this upcoming weekend. Are you talking about this past weekend?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you weren't on yesterday. Oh, yeah. We'll come out
right, just y'all got to catch me up a little bit. Dang. Yeah, you missed a Monday. It feels like you missed a week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely it does.
I'm listening.
I was at the pool on Saturday. Went to my buddy Stevie and Katie's. Hung out at the pool pretty much all day. We just chilled, had a couple of drinks. I found these popsicles. Trolley, like the gummy worm company, makes these popsicles that are like gummy popsicles that were kind of tasty. It kind of jiggles when you lick it.
Did you soak them in vodka or something?
Okay.
No. We made cocktails. We made like pina coladas with the outshine, like the fruity ones, like tahini. We made cocktails with those. But then we were getting the popsicles for that cocktail, and then I saw these and I was like, Jeanette, I gotta get them. She's like, no, you don't. You don't have to buy these. And I was like, no, I have to get them. I love gummy worms. And she was like, I love gummy worms, and I'm not buying them. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll buy them. And so we bought these really colorful, wiggly popsicles, and it's a really weird gummy popsicle-y texture, but that was kind of cool. So my little childhood self was enamored with those. Hung out with friends, and then Sunday basically binged a Mark Lieberman recommendation, Department Q, on Netflix, and watched the NBA game. So that was my Sunday.
Okay.
That was it. Yeah, so a little bit of binging, a little bit of sunshine with the pals, and there you go.
Well, that sounds nice.
Steve, what are we going to do about this? Is this Achilles thing going to become a thing?
Man, me and Nick brought that up yesterday. Is that not, and it sucks because, I wanted to make sure, hey, man, the Thunder were probably the best team all year.
Yep.
They deserve to win the championship. But it still puts a, feel on it, right? It still puts
with the Tatum, Dame, and Halliburton, is that a thing?
It's definitely something that needs to be thought about, right?
Because even Jalen called me and just asked about it, just kind of well, what do you think? He was wanting a true opinion of mine, and this when somebody usually just kind of there's a narrative and then there's kind of a okay, Marcus, what do you think is going on? Is this something to do with amount of games, load management?
Hey Doc, if you're listening, call back. Sorry, hit the wrong button.
So, the best thing I could think of, Steve, and tell me what you think of this.
Okay.
And this is my official response to these, this rash of Achilles tears. The pick and roll game is putting too much stress. The pick and roll game and the step back and the double step back is putting too much stress on the motion. Because think about it. You get up the court, you pass it to the big, you stop and go, you run and try to get it back, you run off the high screen, you're popping back out. I just think pick and rolling to death is putting so much stress on people's Achilles. If you think about an offense you see run, it's almost when I talk about just exploding, running and cutting hard, but it's not a lot of stop and go, and step back and shaking, I almost say shake and bake, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely.
I like offenses that are just stop, just explode on a long cut. Beat your man from half court to the basket and see if you get a cut there. And I just think that the way they're playing it, the way the new basketball is, it's just so much stop and go is putting double the wear and tear on the Achilles instead of the toes. And, it used to be blisters on the toe. So that, and that's just me kind of.
That's a good theory. Honestly, I'm saying a theory, but that's a realistic issue, that hey, this could be a difference in how you play because, you do. Now it's, even in individuals, man, it's you sprint, hey, you get that bucket, then sprint full speed to that spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then boom. And then, but that's the game now, everything is so when if I'm on the block and I'm coming up, it's sprint full speed to that screen. Boom, plant. You know what I mean? And for you, it would be wait on that screen, and then explode full speed. You know, like
Yep.
everything is
Reject the screen, take the screen,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely,
getting over the
man.
screen. And just, I just think the
Take
screen.
one super fast step like you're going full speed right, then reject and go left.
Yep.
You
And,
know,
and,
it's
and
like,
listen,
golly.
I cringe. I
Uh-huh.
cringe on the step back. Cringe is okay. I cringe being impressed because I'm like, that's really hard to do. Go full speed, stop and step back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, but now, of course, if you're Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and you can push off and use people's momentum to help you with your step back, a little less pressure on your joints.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm like, that's a tough move on the body. And I cringe like you know, you cringe when you see your kid playing football and hitting somebody. You know, you're like, ugh.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of like that cringe. And I'm like, hey, y'all.
Speaking of football, I am open to NIL deals, looking to where to put. We'll talk about this later in the show. So Nick, I'm gonna need you on the text line today. But I'm open to where I'm gonna put Xavier. So I don't know the football scene out here, right? You know what I mean? Like I grew up in Bullitt County, so like all the football scene is out there. I don't really know where I got a couple suggestions yesterday on Twitter, the Linden Lightning, the J-Town Bulldogs.
Okay,
Like,
but you are
I
getting
gotta
suggestions.
see but I want to get him settled in somewhere where that's going to be where he'll play. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be switching him around all the time. So so I'm open to suggestions. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean you just said football, and it reminded me of that.
Then I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
It's probably good. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just exploded. Yeah, it's a nice little Achilles conversation you're having there. Where's my kid going to play football?
This is most
Is what-
important. Listen,
Yeah,
we'll
what I'm
we'll
really
always
worried
be here to talk sports, but where he's going is very, very important.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We do have Doc.
Okay. Oh, Doc, thanks for joining us.
Doc
Oh.
just dropped off. So, Doc, if you want to call back, we'll get you on back.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm so
Doc's like,
sorry. I accidentally hung up on him one time, and then, yeah.
Oh, okay, Steve. Side conversation. Yeah. Listen. Twice a year, I had this conversation with you, and I maybe I just need to hear an outside voice, man.
Mm-hmm.
Pops is coming in town soon.
Oh.
So yesterday I had to start.
Hide your clothes.
Golly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you need me to come and pick up some stuff?
Okay. Here's the problem too. I got a lot of new stuff. Look,
Pancake mix.
4 Fingers fireworks. Hide your good stuff.
Yes, because he will be heading over there. They are set up over there too. Our guys over there at 4 Fingers, they're set up there, right there in Mount Washington.
4 Fingers. He's talked about that. Andrew Bosch. I need to know the game plan. Bosch. He wants to shoot some guns.
Okay.
That's something he's very, very excited about doing.
Bosch is mad at you because you missed the remote, so he's like he's gonna withhold. That's what he told me.
Gosh darn it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta dig deep now.
Nah, we can punk. We can punk Bosch out.
Just bullying out on that
We'll
one.
bully Bosch. Actually, if we'll get together, I have a couple things that I gotten that day. Look, we're having a private conversation on the air. I'm like, look, hey, you guys just go along with it. I got a couple get in.
All right, we got Doc. Let's get him this time.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a couple get in things for you.
Okay, great. Doc, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, Doc.
So I have a couple items. Listening to the conversations, real interesting. You know, with all the talk that you've been doing about the Achilles injuries, I wonder if the Adidas folks or the Nike folks are going to be redesigning basketball shoes to put less stress on the Achilles if the hind foot were elevated, so it wasn't always on the ground and stretching the Achilles with every cut and stop. If that would minimize those injuries. My other question, though, goes back to TBT and rosters. Is it possible for these guys to be playing in both Cube's Big Three and the TBT? Because both Earl and Montrez are playing in Cube's league. Can they be in both?
Doc, they can.
Appreciate the call.
They worked it out where they could. And always appreciate Doc, man. First off, I have to make sure we call Doc, get him out to a couple of these workouts. But they did make it to where the guys. Now, Marcus, I did say this, like I half said it yesterday and then cringed. I'm like, now if something happens to them, in the in the big three, then there's nothing we can do about that. But so there's a little risk still there.
On the YouTube channel, we have someone vouching for the Linden Lightning. Charles McGee.
Okay.
Shout out.
Okay.
So
somebody
right,
texted that as well. However, another texter said Linden and J-Town are for the soft. Find you a team out of Park Hill.
Steve, he has a point. He does have a point. It'd be little Xavier.
Who was? I'm not even gonna say that, man. Look, I don't want Smiley calling you like, "Hey, man, he literally named my street."
Yeah. you listen. You're gonna have to take a moment to find out a place where you can offend and not be worried about retribution to who you offend.
I'm just gonna drive to where I'm gonna drive. Be like, hey, son, get out and play.
Get out and play. I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah. Look, ain't nobody worried about violence there. The only violence is on the field. All right.
Say, Xavier, you are the violence.
He'll be in like the Mighty Mites, I believe is what they call it out here.
Okay.
In the like the Louisville leagues and stuff.
God, I gotta hide my clothes, man. I gotta hide my clothes. I have too much.
The clothes.
Steve, I have too much unopened clothes right now. Right.
Yes.
And I just got too many tags on my clothes. Yeah. And I feel like a piece of crap. So for people who don't know, my dad comes in, and like I said, most of the people are fans of the show know this, but we always have a rotating crowd, and every time I want to say, he steals my clothes and doesn't tell me what he's stealing. And it just sucks, Steve. To come back and just because you don't know until you really want to wear that thing.
Yep, that's.
It's gonna be listen. It's gonna be the TBT game, and I'm like, oh, I got that Adidas all black, pull over, quarter zip. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that, and just like you go, and I'm gonna start going through my closet, and I'm gonna say no. Then I'm gonna say, hey, Dad, You get that? Did you get that quarter zip? Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite little jackets. Yeah, I got it on right now. Matter of fact.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, that's great, Dad. Good for you.
I'm really happy for you, Dad. I hope it fits well.
I don't even know what to say. You're just like, yeah, man, that's really great.
And he's just really great. And I was like, dude, man, I'm not your personal chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, so yeah,
that's why I said most important thing is it's a pancake mix, right?
Baking potatoes.
Doesn't he love those big pancakes you make?
Big pancakes. That's only one day. Baked potatoes is going to be one day. I messed around and let him have my little chimichurri stir fry, and now he's going to bring. He brings like a big supersized Tupperware bowl and says, "Hey, go ahead and fill that up for me. I'm gonna take that back with me." So like that is $60 worth of meat.
Yeah, like that's a lot there.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So that and really quick, I wanted to share this with you and Nikki. How about I made my maiden voyage in the Chilean sea bass.
Oh.
The other night, I made Chilean sea bass. Okay?
That sounds
okay.
Good.
Nikki, I didn't know this, but Nikki, what's the real name for the Chilean sea bass? It's like the Patagonian toothfish or something, right?
Is it okay?
Can you look up real name
Yeah.
for Chilean sea bass?
Chilean.
So, Steve, while he's looking that up,
Yeah.
okay, I had it at.
Patagonian toothfish. Yep.
Okay, good pull.
Yeah,
So-
very good.
So
Yeah,
this
very impressive.
this is me going through YouTube recipes to try to find the perfect recipe for me. So, Steve, usually when fish gets cooked, when you watch the chefs do the fish, right? What do they always do at the end? Squeeze a lemon, squeeze a half a lemon.
Yeah, over the top.
Yes.
Just for but it's got to be in slow mo.
And it got to be that circular motion.
Yeah. Like it's not good if you don't do slow mo. Because I do it over. Let me just really quick. I get anytime I go to Texas Roadhouse, it's the one place I probably eat healthier, other than the 14 pounds of bread I put in my stomach. I eat very healthy there. I always get a side salad, and I love their. Listen, I love.
Other than the 14
Stop
pounds of
laughing at me.
Okay, sorry. That's a great point.
It's not funny. All right. I get garlic. I get their herb chicken breast, right?
Uh-huh.
And it comes with a grilled lemon on the side. And I always take that lemon and you just, and when you squeeze it, it's grilled. So when you squeeze it, the juice just, just unloads out of there. And and that to the point, it's kind of that. But I always circular it, and I'm like, it's just perfect.
Steve,
Mm-hmm.
I made this. I seasoned this thing up to perfection. Both sides, sear, oven. Just eyeballed it. Got the fish to the right texture. Mm-hmm. Had a little crust on it because of the good seasoning. It's a thick, it comes as a really kind of thick piece. Just awesome, right? Okay, you cut the lemon, right? Didn't really pay attention to which side I cut, whatever. Okay. The last final touch. For some reason, I got cute and wanted to use my little stainless steel juice press squeezer thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I usually squeeze for juice. Juice.
Yeah.
Imagine me just dancing in the kitchen, music playing. Imagine me just feeling arrogant, Steve.
What are you listening to?
And just some real violent music, just back end or something, finesse 2 times, just something very violent.
Oh wow.
Right?
Okay.
Right, it just got me going, right?
Yeah. All right. Never mind.
It gets squeezed. The lemon gets squeezed into a cup. I don't know why I did that. Steve,
Okay.
I poured this juice onto this fish.
Yeah.
It should have been the Patagonian lemon fish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You probably just felt like you were sucking lemons.
It was a big hunk of lemon meat, Steve.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you've ruined it.
I ruined it.
Yeah, you just squeeze the lemon, man.
There's a reason everybody does it by hand, and
Yeah.
I don't know why I felt like I had to squeeze all the juice out of the half a lemon
Yeah.
and just dump it on my fish.
Oh, just cut the lemon in half and squeeze
I
it in
know,
the lemon, man.
I ruined it. So then I just tried to scrape the top of the fish like the lemon juice didn't instantly soak in. But in the future, I can now add Chilean sea bass to my delicacies
Okay.
that I can throw together. So if you've never
What's
tried
like
it before,
like a whitefish, like a cod, like how?
Yeah, that's
like,
right,
how
Nick.
Did you, like what type of like sauce? Did you what type?
the
of
butter, like once you baste it, like you get your little herbs and seasonings, and then you sear it real good, and then you baste it. So it's just butter sauce.
It was like, it looks like a white fish. Just think about that.
The fond from the stainless steel pan becomes kind of a gravy.
Okay, gotcha.
To go. So anyway, listen,
Sounds good, buddy.
got all that stuff out the way.
Okay.
I know we didn't get this far into my Tuesday
I know.
without talking about what I know we're getting ready to talk about.
Listen, Marcus, let's take a quick ceasefire and we'll come back after the break. But let's against Nick's will, let's do what we do. And maybe he should just let us do our jobs, hypothetically, and then we'll get a ceasefire. And then we'll come back after on the other side of that. And maybe he'll just be quiet and just, let us do our job.
Oh, for God's sake.
Quick commercial break.
I'm attorney Sam Aguiar. After an accident, there's a lot on the line. We only have one shot with taking on the insurance company. At Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers, we go over the top for all of our clients to get them every dollar they're owed, and we win big. All clients get our bigger share guarantee, so you always get more. And there's never any fee until we win. So give us a call and let our winning team get to work for you today. We're here 24/7 at 502-888-8888.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available if at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas!
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia!
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin.
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut-rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future. Whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice, these are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
It was a great run for Louisville baseball in the College World Series.
The Cards win! The Cards win! And he does it again! And he's king of the diamond in Omaha!
And ESPN Louisville had coverage every step of the way.
We are back here at the Team Hotel in Omaha, seeing the joy that our fan base had, the city, the mayor, the governor. Like, it was just like, man, this is awesome.
If it's Louisville baseball, it plays here on 93.9 The Ville.
When you're injured, life doesn't stop. Medical bills pile up, work gets harder, and the insurance companies, they're not on your side. At Louisville Injury Law Firm, we are. We're local attorneys who live and work right here in Louisville. We know the people, the courts, and the fight it takes to get you the compensation you deserve. Whether it's a car accident, workplace injury, or slip and fall, you are our priority. Just real lawyers, real results. Call 502-242-9000 today for a free consultation. No fees unless we win. Visit LouisvilleInjuryFirm.com.
She used to guard the goal on the soccer field. Now she's protecting smiles in the dental chair. Dr. Reagan Ackerman, a former Division I goalie, brings that same focus and determination to Freedom Mini Dental Implants. Using innovative dental implants, she's helping patients win back their confidence with less pain, less cost, and less healing time. From single tooth replacements to implant-supported dentures, Dr. Ackerman makes every smile a victory. Schedule your free consultation at freedomimplants.com. Freedom Mini Dental Implants. Get the freedom to smile.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back, thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
The official broadcast partner of all U of L athletics, WLCL Sellersburg, is 93.9 The Ville. Powered by Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar.
Is the station. Before we go any further, let me take a quick second to remind everybody that temperature control is and always will be one of the most valuable resources one could have. If you agree with that sentiment, then DFH Company is most certainly the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Make sure you look into the Mitsubishi Mini Split like the one we use at the 93.9 studios for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. So, Steve.
I'm listening.
What did you talk about yesterday on the show?
We got into a few things. It was, just, all right, we did starting lineups. What do you want me to say? I got into starting lineup conversation.
I mean, Louisville's like really committed to talking starting lineups, aren't they?
No, listen, we are, as a fan base, one would say it's our cardinal commitment. But we do love ourselves some starting lineups. Now, all of that, I was good because all of that, I got 10 minutes of footage, and I held back to an extent. I did talk a little bit about it, but I left a little meat on the bone to talk about my babies with you. Yeah.
So where do you start? Start with Coach Foy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Is he setting the table? Is he totally setting the table?
Well, yeah, because I love what Coach Foy says. I mean, like, he has a point in there, and I know a lot of people got a chuckle out of it because of the word fight, but it was – I don't think he was taking it wasn't a shot or anything like that, but he's right. He's like, a lot of people use keywords like toughness and they fight and they do – but he's like, you got to learn how to do that. And that's what we're doing right now, is we're learning how to do that. It's not just words, a word salad. It's not just a cliche that we're throwing up on the board, That's what we have to learn how to do.
So he's going through combine drills.
Yeah.
He's explaining very intently.
And I did mention this yesterday, Marcus. I do want to bring this up. I didn't know if I believed that Isaac McNeely 3-4 sprint, but watching him do it, he might have won. He was pretty. He could move, man.
He can run.
He can move. Yeah, he can move. So it was nice to kind of put that. When you see Michael Brown touch 11.8 off a couple steps, and you see Isaac McNeely running that 3-4s, it kind of put to bed my worry of like
Nikki. I'm gonna try to play an excerpt really quick, and you just tell me if it comes through fine, okay? If you're there.
Okay. The tone for the rest of the summer and the preseason, and then the returners, right? We can hit the ground running. We've already established goals.
I'm not hearing anything.
It sounds terrible.
We don't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, no, we don't hear anything.
It's perfectly fine. I don't care.
Just silence.
I don't care if y'all heard it anyway.
Okay.
So he's talking about setting the table for the summer, talking about the guys that are here that are already familiar with the routine. So they're going same routine as last year.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you remember, Marcus, that was kind of our first look at the team, was that field hockey field next to, or not field hockey, lacrosse. I think it's lacrosse field next to the Center. That was where we got our first kind of look at last year's team, was that workout out there, right? Where they're out there, they were carrying the weights, they're carrying the unbalanced bars there. It's I mean, that was where we got the first look.
But
So,
look, like now that they're proven, they probably got some more staffers to take it out there now, right?
I hope.
Look. Let me ask you this, Steve. What College of Charleston thing did Coach bring last year that he'll get a little bougie with now?
A little more bougie.
Yes.
Where it's like,
hold on. Let me give it one more shot.
I'm going to see who can still talk and pick their teammates up when they're dying.
Can you hear that?
Right? Yep. That's going to be the theme of today. Relentless effort. Obviously, we're going to go as hard as we can, and we're going to go as hard as we can for 20 straight minutes. It's going to show me everything I need to know about y'all when you're hurting and dying for 20 minutes. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be a sled. I think part of my job in the summer is building a winning mentality, right? There's buzzwords of, toughness and fighting through adversity and all these things that people say, but I believe you have to practice that like anything else, right? So today's workout, I would say, is it's a culture day. It's testing you here, it's testing you here. You make them uncomfortable. I'm gonna put them in a situation where, they're gonna have to fight through some adversity. They're gonna have to pick each other up. It's gonna tell me a lot about these guys. I can tell a lot about somebody when they're in pain, struggling, fighting for their life out there. That's when they're.
You can tell a lot about somebody when they're in pain.
Yeah. They just I mean, here's the thing. I'm glad you played that part exactly, because I was gonna say this to you. How hard do you have to go for a coach to be able to say, we're just doing 20 minutes, and I'm gonna learn something about you in 20 minutes? Like, that must be brutality.
20, coaches waste so much time in conditioning. Teams, programs, they waste so much time in long-term conditioning. When you can, this was such a refreshing look at it. No, I'm going to, this is a 20-minute work. Think about that, Steve. It's only a 20-minute workout. And he says, I'm going to learn everything I need to know about you in 20 minutes. But you know what it reminds you of? Watching Charleston White and the Island Boy fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fighting makes you tired.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes of fighting, Steve. You want to go to bed. 20 minutes as hard as you can go.
Yeah.
Don't let there be a clock in there, Steve. Have you ever looked at a clock and then came back and it seemed like time went up?
Yes.
You looked at the clock, it was 1923. You ran about 4 sprints, looked back up, it was 1927. You're like, no way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's saying, and at that point, Steve, he had the bike, he had the sleds, and God knows what else they were having to do in that gauntlet.
Right.
Let me see.
True colors are going to come out, so it'll be interesting to see the makeup of this team.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say I've leaned on the togetherness of the program, and going through tough
Look
workouts.
at
In the
Siva.
summertime when usually you want to chill and hang out and enjoy your summertime. It just feels good, and it just boosts your program right away. Just going through adversity and helping each other out.
Little Javon Hadley, looking grown, extremely grown.
And the fact that he was so featured early does make me, it does kind of solidify like that. That's probably the captain of your team. That's probably the leader of the team, the guy that's going to kind of be the, everything kind of flows through him as far as in game, talking to the officials, everything. So, and I'm okay with that.
I was going to ask you, are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, he's a level-headed guy. I'm comfortable with him being one of the guys that kind of.
Okay, now I'm looking at Michael Brown.
So just the positivity aspect. I think everybody respects everybody's, role or their personality and what they bring to the team. And everybody just bonds well together. We've only known each other for 2 weeks, so I kind of feel like there's a brotherhood in a sense. But yeah, that positivity part is big for us, and I think that's going to carry on into the season.
He didn't look like he's afraid to work. Okay, I got to say this, Steve. Do you have any particular takeaways that you remember that you couldn't wait to laugh with me about or tell me about or bring to my attention?
What, as far as the video goes?
Overall.
I mean, I don't know because to me
put it this way, I trapped you with that question. That I should have just volunteered something first.
Okay.
It's because I was gonna do a YouTube short, and say my top 5 takeaways from the video.
Okay.
And you know what number 1 was gonna be?
Listen.
We've already said it, but if you thought that maybe Steve and Marcus could possibly be wrong about anything we say, there's one thing I know about this season. 34 games?
Yeah.
And you'll never see Michael Brown again.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Did you hear what he said? Listen. I'm gonna tell you why. I laughed. I almost spit out my drink when he said this. Now I'm gonna paraphrase it. It was after the baseball and stuff. He was like, "This is what he says, Steve. I want to make sure I experience every single college thing, because I'm like." It was almost like, because I'm not going to be here very long. So.
Yeah, hey, this is just like a little pit stop on the road.
Just to wait. No. I don't want to phrase it like that. I want to shape it like he's scoffing at the opportunity. But just about when somebody says, I'm just really want to take advantage of all the scenes, the sights here. Listen, because he's my point guard, I'm going to make sure I keep his name clean and pure and his image nice and pure and streak free.
Yeah.
But Steve, the way he said, I just want to make sure I just take everything in and take everything in and make sure I just get just get the complete college experience.
Yes. Yeah. Just like, we get it, man.
We get it. Thanks for phrasing it like that. Like you really want to just, I want to see what real classes are like.
Yeah.
I'll probably go to one or two.
Yeah.
I'll probably eat at the cafeteria.
Look, I might even go over. They just tore a building down.
I heard there's a studio around here somewhere, and
just kind of seeing everything. Yeah, I know it is one of those where I'm like, no, I'm banning the if he comes back. I'm like, he's not. It's not. Look, and it's okay because we've never had a guy like him before. And a lot of times, the guys we have, the 5 stars, it's been, they've typically come back. Wayne Blackshear was here for 3, 4, or 4 years.
Sam,
BJ was back. Sam was back. Samardo came back.
I didn't think Malik. I thought Malik was going to be one and done.
Yeah, I mean, multiple. So it's like, but this one, it's like. It's one of those where you might say, well, Steve, all these other 5 stars we had came back. They weren't this guy.
They weren't Olympic 19 and under starting point guard 5-star.
This guy's gone.
Hold on. Let me get a couple more clips in real quick.
Stuff's a skill, man. We got better at that today. Brick by brick, step by step, we're going to keep building this thing up. The best thing I saw was people talking when they were tired, man. That's what it's about. You're going to have to do that on the court. Let's practice it now. I loved it. People were leading with their voices and by example. That was a great 20 minutes. We got better. Good job. RC, you got it.
Okay. He sound like he felt like he got the most out of a good workout.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but again, this is a team of men. I mean, this is grown men he has working out there. I don't know how much they've got to be prodded along.
That Louisville's going to be proud of. I think it's going to be a group that's going to be really tough. They're gonna really represent this city in a first-class way. So I think seeing that product on the floor and sharing it with the city is going to be really exciting for me.
Go ahead and play us out, Nikki. Listen, when we come back in the second hour, Steve, we have a new challenge. And I've created this segment, and
I love it.
I keep on trying to outdo myself. We'll see.
I'm genuinely people really enjoy this, and I love it the most probably because I get to be involved with it. So what a great segment too. I don't think Nick talked that whole segment. What a great segment.
You guys were cooking, man.
What a great segment.
Okay, roll along. 9 through 9 DeVille.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports, sponsored by Allstate. The Minnesota Lynx just keep on rolling, even without their best player.
Good point.
Lisa Collier was held out for Minnesota's matchup with the LA Sparks on Saturday due to a back injury suffered last week against the Aces. The Lynx struggled to find their footing without their top scorer and rebounder, trailing LA at halftime 35-34. They needed someone to step up. Enter Kayla McBride. McBride finished with a season-high 29 points, 15 in the fourth quarter, as Minnesota pulled away for an 82-66 victory. The Lynx improved to 12-1 on the season, and McBride silenced her doubters.
You go and you watch your highlights, right? Like, after you miss a couple of shots, you're like, oh, wait, I can't shoot the ball. You watch a couple of your highlights, you come back, do it all over again. That's it. I've been doing this way too long to get bogged down by a couple of bad shooting nights. So I just wanted to, like I said, just enjoy it.
Minnesota will take on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever in the Commissioner's Cup Championship game on Tuesday. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Jody Jackson on Westwood One.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone, come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life, come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2025 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 7/20/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management and practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
The sounds of spring can often be followed by the sounds of a broken air conditioner. With warmer weather ahead, don't wait for an emergency. So if you hear your AC unit making some unwanted noises, then call DFH Company today at 968-6222. Now when you buy a complete Train system, receive 10-year parts and labor warranty and up to $1,000 rebate on a high-efficiency system. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Got scrap metal? Midwest Metals makes recycling easy. Step 1, bring your scrap metal to any Midwest Metals location. Step 2, we weigh your haul while you relax. Step 3, get paid. It's that simple. We accept copper, aluminum, brass, and lead at all our facilities, as well as steel at our Shelbyville and Lexington locations. For years, Midwest Metal has been serving our community and spreading the word about the importance of recycling. Visit us in Louisville, Shelbyville, or Lexington, or check out mwmcorp.com for more details. Midwest Metals, recycling made simple, cash made easy.
This is Keith Bosch with Rates Fence Company, Louisville's premier fence installation and access control company. At Rates Fence, we offer a wide variety of fencing options and styles in stock and ready to install. From various styles of wood fences to aluminum, vinyl, chain link, and high security fencing solutions. Interested in automatic gate systems? We have that too. Visit us online at ratesfence.com to see everything we have to offer. That's RAATZ fence.com and schedule your free estimate today.
Lynn Family Stadium is going global this summer. Clubs from the English Premier League, German Bundesliga, and Spain's La Liga are all set to play in Louisville. Visit LynnFamilyStadium.com for ticket bundles starting at just $88 to all three marquee games. That includes a July 26th showdown between Aston Villa and Eintracht Frankfurt. Our own Louisville City FC will also face off this summer with Frankfurt and CD Leganes. Don't miss out on Lynn Family Stadium's global games starting at just $80. Visit LynnFamilyStadium.com for tickets and more information today.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
The official broadcast partner of all U of L athletics, WLCL Sellersburg, is 93.9 The Ville. Powered by Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar.
Actually, not remind everybody, but give a huge shout out and special thanks to one of the newest members of the team. That would be one Kentuckiana Pump Sales, for every home, building, business, or municipality that all rely on the movement these pumps provide. The moment you need a water or sewage pump, you should be thinking Kentuckiana Pump Sales. They're like our first responders or essential personnel. Over 36 years of experience, best service, fairest possible price. And it's right over in Jeffersonville, Indiana. People, go see Harold or go see Mark. They'll find out exactly what you need. Utilities, sump, affluent, grinder, sewage, anything you need. 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, of course. Or you can give them a call, 812-725-9217. Or simply visit KentuckianaPumps.com. Before we go any further, also, can you, Nikki or Steve, if you have Andy's program sheet, let's give our food shout out. So we always, I feel like I do a terrible job always neglecting our food drops and just giving our partners a shout out. So if you got it in front of you, could one of you gentlemen
I'm on it.
Give that shout out,
Give
please.
a shout out to Raising Cane's. Game plan ahead with the Raising Cane's mobile app or by ordering at raisingcanes.com. Raising Cane's. Got the chicken tenders, the Texas toast, the fries, the sauce. It's gonna be a good day.
And got that sauce.
I
Okay.
like it.
Okay, Steve. Got a couple of teams.
Okay.
A couple of games, events, okay? I'm going to leave out the obvious. I'm going to try to leave out the obvious, okay? I'm going to give you some Super Bowls, okay? Rematch for if your life depended on it. You need a Super Bowl rematch, and you need the losing team to win.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to try to leave out the obvious ones, but I'm going to give you.
Now, are these situational? Like the whole game starts again?
Yes.
Okay.
You get a rematch.
Okay.
Okay.
So and you might use this one, but I just want to be clear. So it's not like you go back to halftime of the Falcons Patriots.
No, you start this game from scratch.
Got you. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. No, this is a great one. This might be your best one yet. This is good.
As soon as you say that, of course, I have just one of the worst ones. Okay, we'll start right here. Indy over Chicago, 29-17, 2007. Rematch.
Okay. So they're not going against anybody?
They're just playing each other again.
Yeah, no, Indy would win that game like a million times out of a million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh over Arizona, 2009. 2009. I want to do this for you, Steve.
Yeah.
2009. We'll go to 2009, and I want to tell you. 2009. Roethlisberger versus Kurt Warner. Rushing. Willie Parker.
Yep.
Versus Edgerrin James. Santonio Holmes. Larry Fitzgerald. Rematch.
I think Arizona played really well in that game and lost. So I would have to stick with Pittsburgh. Yeah, I would have to stick with Pittsburgh winning that again because I feel like Arizona made – I mean, when Larry Fitzgerald caught the one, he took it like 60, 70 yards for a touchdown. It was like they might win this game. But, yes. Yeah, I
Pittsburgh
would stick
wins.
with Pittsburgh.
Okay. New Orleans over Indianapolis Colts. This is Drew Brees versus Peyton Manning. P. Thomas, Jay Adai.
Okay, this is
Colston versus Dallas Clark in receiving yards.
Yeah. I would actually take the Colts if they played again.
You would take the Colts, so that's
I would
that's
take
your
the Colts
first.
if they played again. Yeah.
The Saints were still fueled by like Katrina.
Yes.
Like, there was like
Well, and that's part of it. I feel like that it was a ruse, but they also got like the onside kick at the beginning of the second half. You know, like a lot went the Saints' way for them to win that game. You had the Peyton Manning throws a very uncharacteristic pick six. It was like, I just don't think all that would happen again.
Okay. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Green Bay over Pitt, 2011. Green Bay 31, Pitt 25. Green Bay was fueled by Aaron Rodgers, Starks, and Jordy Nelson.
Yep.
Pittsburgh was fueled by Mendenhall, Roethlisberger, and Mike Wallace.
Yeah.
In a rematch.
I think it would stay. I think Green Bay would win that again.
Okay.
I remember watching that game. It felt like Green Bay was. I mean, it was a good Super Bowl. It was it's kind of one of the quieter, like, I mean, it was in Cowboy Stadium. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it was a nice Super Bowl. And, but I think Green Bay would win that again.
Okay.
It was pretty good, man. Even though I believe that was the year that, if am I mistaken? Was that the year that Green Bay shouldn't even have been in it? What year was that again?
What year was that? 2011.
I can't remember if that's
2011. Is that when Aaron Rodgers officially became the devil for you?
Yeah, you know, that would. I mean, because he was like insane. I mean, there was things he would do that was just like, oh dear God.
Yeah, you forget how cold. Like, look, you
set
put
the
up
NFL record for highest passing rating in a season at 122.5.
Yeah, for the last 5 years, for some reason, like Aaron Rodgers became like, you know, public enemy number one in the in the football world.
Right.
But Aaron Rodgers turning heel.
I tried to tell everybody.
And Nikki didn't believe you until 2020.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden
Nikki didn't believe how bad Aaron Rodgers was.
Yeah, all of a sudden
I forgave him, and he came to New York and immediately got hurt. And
yeah, like that's what you got.
Everybody fired.
Okay. Ravens, Niners. Baltimore beat San Francisco 34-31. Flacco over Kaepernick. Ray Rice over Gore. Anquan Bolden over Crabtree.
Nick's like, the Ravens, Kaepernick sucked. Okay, Nick, calm down.
Okay, what am I? Am I an annoying woke liberal or a raging racist? You can't have both.
I think you're both.
So I was going to say.
You're a woke liberal racist. That's
Drew agrees with you. He said, yes, I can be both.
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome. I'm getting it from both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, 2013.
You got to stick with the Ravens. Yeah, because, listen, that's another one where I'm like, the game got reset
right
in the middle. But when we watched them play, like, the Ravens were whooping they were whooping that tail. You know, it was like
Joe Flacco was quietly really good that year too.
Yeah,
like
a lot
really
better than Kaepernick, wouldn't you say?
I am going to plead the fifth on that.
Okay. It was you know what I mean though, and you had the lights go out. I mean, you literally got like an hour halftime. Like the game reset completely.
Oh yeah, Beyonce knocked the
yes
her halftime.
Shut everything.
Just
down.
so happened to be Beyonce's fault, huh?
Yes.
Go
God's
figure.
sake, you two.
Go figure. Just blame Beyonce. Okay.
Oh yeah, I know. Nick's like, that's why we needed to have more white Super Bowl halftime people.
Okay, Steve.
Bring back Tom Petty.
Okay.
I want some real music.
He's like, we need to have more Prince. You're like, well.
Okay, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
New York.
Okay.
Over the Patriots.
Patriots.
No matter what.
Either one.
Guess who led in receiving for the Patriots?
I'm listening.
Aaron Hernandez.
Very misunderstood. I don't know.
Hakeem Nicks was for New York.
Uh-huh.
Bradshaw. What?
Okay,
wait. Bradshaw. Not Bradshaw. Who am I thinking of? The Derrick Henry before Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Ahmad Bradshaw.
No. It's somebody else.
Jacobs?
Yes, Brandon. No. Was it Brandon Jacobs?
Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just, once I saw New York, I just thought about him. Okay, you would take the Patriots.
Because in that game, that was the one in Indy, right? That wasn't the undefeated Patriots. That was the game. It was up in Indy because Akeem Nicks had that crazy catch on the side because I think it was Jacobs or somebody. The Giants almost, because the Patriots almost won that game on a Hail Mary, but I think it was Jacobs or whoever the running back was. The Patriots duped him, and he thought they were just running the clock, and the Patriots just moved, and he fell into the end zone. And they were like, oh, because it kind of left an open door, you know, like if he'd have just went down, it was like, oh, but
okay,
that
means
no, I would take the Patriots both times the Giants beat them.
Okay, so this is the final showdown now.
Okay,
because it took a while to get to, but we got them. Okay, your life is on the line. You chose two rematches. 2010 Indianapolis Colts. You chose 2012 rematch New England Patriots. You have a showdown, the 2010 Indy or the 2012 Patriots. This is for your life. One game, one showdown of the two Super Bowl losers are now duking it out for Steve's survival. Where do you go, Steve?
For my life. Pat Kelsey says, when I have a point guard, he said, I like to hand that ball to that point guard at 7 o'clock, and I like that point guard to hand it back to me at 9. If I'm playing for my life, I was born to answer this question, Marcus. My life's journey has come to this. I mean, this is the picture perfect question for me. I am taking that football, and Peyton, you're a funny guy. I like you now. You're great. Very, very, you know. But do you remember why you lost that Super Bowl, Peyton? Because you threw the ball directly to the Saints for a pick six. With the game on the line, my life on the line, a Super Bowl on the line, I am bowing down on one knee, handing that football to Thomas Brady and saying, go win me the game, sir. Without question. Would be totally comfortable with my decision in that. No way I would pick anything else. Patriots over the Giants. Super Bowl 2012. End of story. And I'm gonna live a great, healthy life.
Happy. I'm gonna get to watch my kids grow up and play for Trinity.
Yes.
Oh.
Living the dream. Without a doubt.
Steve survives.
That's a good one. That was a really good one. You were creative on that because I didn't know where that was going.
Listen, I was hoping you would take another underdog or another, rematch team, but I knew I had to put the Patriots at the very end because everybody knows you take Patriots over New York.
I mean, honestly, I don't know that anybody wouldn't. I mean, okay, do I not like New York and Philly? Sure. But like any Patriots Super Bowl they lost, most people would be like, well, yeah, I would take them if they played again.
Right. Because they were just the best over such a long period of time that they earned everybody's trust in the United States of America.
Like if they played Philly again, you'd be like, I'd probably take the Patriots again. Like, just my opinion.
So the Indy, you just felt like they got boat raced for that one game.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Nick. I mean, I think New Orleans was riding a high, and a lot went against Indy in that game. Like you had, like I said, they New Orleans come out and onside. I mean, that was Sean Payton kind of made his.
Yeah,
game
you really thought Indy was just going to turn it on at any time now.
Yeah, they were onside kicking, trying to, and got it. You know, like I said, Peyton throws the ball straight to him. You know, pick six. You're just like, golly, man. Like, and they were good.
Well,
Don't get me wrong.
let me ask you this one. And I don't know how much you remember about it. Actually, I'm going to bring it up really quick, Steve. I'm going to tap dance, and it is okay. This is one that I didn't put in, but I tried. I wanted to see if I could bait you into this one. 2000. I'm sorry, I didn't get the year. 2016. Carolina Panthers, Denver Broncos.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Would I have gotten you with that one?
No, because I thought Cam just pooped the bed.
And that's what in a rematch.
Yeah, I think Von Miller and those guys were just they were that Denver defense was just too good because Peyton was like
See, that's why I thought I could get you to kind of rematch on that one.
I'm like watching, like Cam Newton didn't have a ton of help on that team, and watching Von Miller and those guys just get to him consistently, it was like I think they would have done like the push up front. I think would have won that game 100 times out of 100.
You know what sucks too? You look at it, you say, okay, leading passer, leading rusher, Cam Newton. C.J. Anderson was the leading rusher.
Yeah.
He had 23 carries for 90 yards and 1 touchdown.
Right.
Peyton had 141 yards and 1 interception.
Yeah, like he was okay.
I mean, it's kind
Do
of
you
trash.
know the one that would actually be really interesting that I think I would flip on?
I'm listening.
Was Seattle and Denver.
Wait.
Even though Seattle just killed Denver in that game.
Was that 20? Oh.
With Peyton?
Okay. No. I was looking at a different one.
It was Seattle playing Denver, and everybody was like, oh, well, Denver's going to kill Seattle. Like, Seattle was a young team, you know, but they just got them early. I mean, the opening kickoff. You had Percy Harvin ran a kickback. The opening, play, Denver fumbled, and it was like the first play of the game or something. Denver fumbled, and I just feel like that was one where Seattle just jumped on them so early.
Oh, okay. So that is 2014.
Yes.
Okay, it was in MetLife. Okay.
Yes, in MetLife. Yep, that's
43
the one.
43-8.
I know, and I'm like, but oddly, and that's why I say it's kind of a crazy one that I would maybe flip on. Is I'm like, because that Denver team was good. I mean, their offense was stupid good. They were just, but dude, Seattle, like look at the play sheet or the box score. I think like in the first drive, like Denver fumbled like the opening snap, and it was one of those games. Like, you know what it kind of reminded me of? The Sugar Bowl. And I love my team, so you guys shut your mouth.
Wait a minute, Steve.
Yeah.
You are not gonna say what I think you're gonna say, are you?
Yeah, like I don't know that I would pick Louisville if that played again. Like,
I cannot believe you just said that.
I know, but the way it happened, it was like, oh my God. Like, you know, like you're just like Florida was so like the moment I was on the sidelines.
You're telling us that we got lucky in the Sugar Bowl with Teddy Bridgewater?
No, it's not luck.
No, go ahead. Go all the way, Steve.
No,
go all the way.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater from Miami Northwestern. Is that what he said? Look, I'll turn him into a super heel. No, because I don't think we got lucky, and I don't think Seattle got lucky. I think Seattle kicked their butt that game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, if you lined up and did it again the next day,
would
it have went that way? I don't know that it went that way. I mean, Jeff Driscoll throws an interception straight to Terrell Floyd. Like, to start the game. Like, will we get that again? I don't know. Like, will we get, and that juices you up a little bit.
Wait, wasn't he tops in the nation in picks that year?
No, Floyd. No, I don't think he went top of the nation. But Floyd was good. I mean, it was a great play. He made the play. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like, oh man, we got lucky. I mean, no, you made the plays, but it was still like, even though I will say, man, when Florida ran that, they ran a wildcat formation with their running back, and he ran it in and jumped up and act like he pulled out a machine gun and shot all our players. I was like, that might be it.
Yeah, we're done, fellas.
Yeah, yeah, we might lose, guys.
I'm proud of y'all. Y'all showed up to play.
Yeah, he like jumped up, act like he pulled a machine gun off his back and just started unloading. First, I looked at the ref like, so that's cool. We can do that. Like, I turned into like Mr. like gun control right then. I was like, it wasn't even like a pistol. I'm like, he acted like he had a semi-automatic weapon, just unloading on my whole team.
I mean, he got that from Any Given Sunday, right?
Yes, absolutely, without question. 'Cause he did. He jumped up like he had a Tommy gun and was just like running across my team.
What made you say Tommy gun, Steve?
Just the way he was acting like he was holding it. He acted like he had like a handle on the end.
Okay.
Like, yeah, and I was like, well, and then like I said, after I threw a hissy fit, I was like, well, they're gonna kill us. But I don't know. That Seattle-Denver game kind of reminded me of that, where like, man, they're too good for the ball to bounce that way early. Like, yeah, you're in trouble. And then the next year, I mean, do I think that 2015 would have been a good one too? Because
if we rematch Rutgers, who wins?
Oh, us, 1,000,000%. But that's a perfect example.
Right.
It's like, dude, we would beat you 100 times out of 100 in that.
Y'all did everything.
No, do the 2015 one, because I think the 2015 Super Bowl, I mean, obviously I'm a big fan, and I wouldn't take it away, but that's probably the only one I wouldn't pick the Patriots to win next time in.
Oh, Seattle Patriots. Okay.
Wait a minute. What'd you say?
Seattle against the Patriots.
No, the 15. Yeah, I'm sorry. The 15 one. The one, it was Dallas versus the Patriots in Dallas versus Patriots in Arizona.
What was that, 93?
No, 2015, dude. You remember? Because Dallas was a 1 seed, and they had a great game. They played it. Actually, that season's mostly remembered for. They had a great game in Lambeau, and Tony Romo hit Dez for a touchdown, and we won the game. And it was like, oh my God, and DeMarco Murray, and Jason Witten, and Tony Romo, and DeMarco Murray was leading the nation, or leading the NFL in rushing. Dez was leading the NFL in receiving.
Cowboy Nation, stand up.
Yeah, we ended up beating, with that great play. It was a touchdown. We ended up beating Green Bay and Lambeau, and then we beat Seattle the next week in Dallas, and then it was set up for the biggest Super Bowl of all time: Tom Brady and the Patriots against the Cowboys.
You know what the problem is? I would take Seattle in a rematch.
Oh, in that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just actually hand the ball to Marshawn
Just
Lynch?
just give the ball up.
I wouldn't.
They moved New England around.
I wouldn't, and I'll tell you why. And it's not just because he went to Kentucky. Seattle, do you remember who led Seattle in catches and receiving that game?
Matthews.
Yeah, the kid that went to Kentucky, right? He had like 3 or 4 plays that I'm like, for my money, he don't make those next time. He had one. He was rolling around on the ground, caught it off his shoe. I'm like, he don't make that play next time. That guy can't be that good if y'all play again.
They had Doug Baldwin, Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, they were excellent team.
Curse.
No shade at them. But I don't know that I would actually go the opposite way. I would go, I don't think the game's that close if they play again. I'm like, I think they played the game of their life that day.
I go say, no, just get a ball to Marshawn and shut up.
Well, yeah, and then
Move him
there's
around.
that. Yeah, I mean, now, let me say this. Now, if I get in that exact situation again, then yes, I would take Seattle. I'm trying to think if there's another Louisville game that I would go back and say they don't win that game. Like, I mean, West Virginia, I don't see.
Kentucky would never beat Lamar Jackson in 10,000 rematches.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
They would not. They would not beat.
And somewhere there's Kentucky fans who you know it's true too. Hush, dude.
You know I'm telling the truth. They would never beat Lamar Jackson.
Like, I don't know that Quentin and them would beat Bam and them. I don't know that I would pick that game.
God, do you remember what the Kentucky roster was? Like back when they like dominated the recruiting trail?
Oh,
and
yeah,
it was
back
like
when
unfair.
They were, like, loaded.
Yeah, when they stayed loaded.
It was now they think they're loaded, and we're all like, yeah, I mean, no, you're a nice team. I'm not like, I mean, yeah, they'll be good. I mean, but I'm not horrified of them.
They'll be cute.
Loaded was Bam Adebayo, Malik Monk, and De'Aaron Fox on the same team. That's what loaded.
Stupid.
Yeah, that's what loaded. Like,
just another roster.
Bam Adebayo killed one of my players in cold blood
twice.
He brought him back to life and killed him again in the same game.
That Bam Adebayo over Honest is like, that's the one that you know how you're dreaming and you dunk on somebody and you kind of jerk yourself out of your sleep.
Yes.
Like right when you dunk that ball, you just dunk it so hard in your dreams that you wake up.
The back of Honest's head. But on the flip side, yeah, like I don't think we could play that game 20 more times, and I don't think Kentucky could win that football game.
And
the one they with Lamar, yeah, and we go on to the Orange Bowl that year and play Michigan. Like that would absolutely have been.
We couldn't beat West Virginia again.
I don't know. Because I don't know. That team was good, though. It's weird because it doesn't – if you ever go back and watch that game, it doesn't feel as methodical as it is. Even though watching that game back, I'm like – all right, wait a minute. Are you talking – wait a minute. What game are you talking football?
Football, yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was talking about basketball. I was talking about the Elite Eight game. I was like where they were hitting all the threes.
Yep.
But it's like I see. I think we would. I would almost because if you were talking about the Elite Eight game, which you weren't, I would almost challenge like, yeah, they're not going to shoot that well again, and that Louisville team will.
What about the football?
The football. I'm assuming you're talking about the big one, the blackout game. Yeah, I don't think I look, and I'm biased. I was in that stadium. I don't think anybody could have won that stadium that night.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm a West Virginia fan, let me be clear. I would say it would be my same thing. I would say, dude, the lights went out halfway through the game. You know, Steve Slayton fumbled, you know, and Louisville picked it up for a touchdown and ran it in. Louisville ran a punt back that we had the wrong coverage on. So I could listen to a West Virginia fan. Of course, they wouldn't put the sentences together as clearly as I just did. But
would Clemson win a rematch from last year?
No, we dominated them. We dominated, and I don't think we could beat Clemson if you went back to Deshaun Lamar.
Because we did, because we gave it everything. You're saying basically.
I think we did. Okay, let me be clear. That one would go 70-30.
Okay.
Like I bet Louisville could win 3 matchups if they went into that on a Saturday night. You just kept Groundhog Daying it for 10 days in a row.
Right.
You wake up and it's the same day again, but they're going to be a different result. I think Louisville would win 3, maybe 4, but I don't think they would go like, oh man, Louisville would have won that game every time. You know. That's why I don't I wouldn't go so crazy hard on that one, you know.
Right, complaint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Louisville could have won that game, but it wouldn't be a guarantee. Like that's whereas some of these other games, I'm like, no, yeah, Louisville would have. I mean, you guys in Gonzaga.
Quick commercial break, 9 through 9 the Ville.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
If you're a true sports fan, you're always searching for that home field advantage. And speaking of homes, I have the perfect realtor that can meet all of your needs. The name you should know, Derek A. Stewart. Derek A. Stewart brings experience and expertise to all of your home buying and selling needs. Derek is also familiar with any and every type of property. Your home field advantage is only a telephone call away. So do yourself a favor and call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Did want to remind you guys again about our friends at First Choice Insulation. They are your local attic crawl space insulation experts. They provide top quality insulation solutions, and they have worked on some of the best residential and commercial projects around town, including Denny Crum Hall, which looks great. You're going to want to keep your house cool in the summer, warm in the winter. That means you're going to want your insulation to be where it needs to be. Call First Choice Insulation. Mention ESPN Louisville. You'll get $100 off your next project. Also, check them out online, 502insulation.com. That's our friends, First Choice Insulation. They're your locally owned insulation experts, 502insulation.com.
This is Dr. Patel with New Horizons Foot and Ankle. If you're battling foot and ankle pain, dealing with sports injuries, looking for peak performance laser treatments, or even custom orthotics, we've got the advanced solutions to get you back on your feet pain-free. So don't wait. Visit KentuckyFootDoctor.com. That's KYFootDoctor.com and take your first step to better foot health. And make sure to catch me every Thursday at 10:30 on Middays with Marcus Maven, where I share tips and discuss the latest injuries in sports. New Horizons Foot and Ankle, where innovation meets excellence.
Hey, Cards fans, if you've been in an accident, there's one guy around here who's always got your back. That's right, Attorney Sam Aguiar. We've all seen how Sam goes over the top for the community, so just imagine what he and his team do for their clients. At Sam's firm, everyone gets their exclusive Bigger Share Guarantee, so you always get more. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar, 502-888-8888, and go Cards.
I am cancer-free thanks to the power of U of L Health Brown Cancer Center.
The power of second opinions and medical first.
The power of holistic care.
I am hopeful with the power of early detection.
The power of advanced technology and clinical trials only found here.
I am living life thanks to the power of academic research.
And the power of world-class care close to home. That's the power of you.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus only. Must be physically located in Kentucky. T&Cs apply.
Attention all men in need of a medical and cosmetic wingman. That's all of us, by the way. We have the team you've known for years with a different name to help you out. Anu, formerly 25 again, is your partner for concierge medicine, Botox, skincare, GLP weight loss meds, and of course, testosterone. But we've known that for almost 15 years. So whether you need to refill any of your testosterone or GLP or get medicine for a cold without sitting at the doc in a box for 2 hours, become a member at Enu. That's ENNU. The website is ENNU.co.
People, while there's not much of a disruption with the weather, it looks very, very, very nice outside. I still have to remind you, now's the time to repair because your home is your fortress and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course, they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect a roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
It's like you see a ladder falling and somebody's on it, and you're like, they're going. And then they kind of balance it and go back forward, and you're like, wow, well done, man. Like, I thought you were.
That was yards after contact. Right
Yeah,
there.
I was like,
work.
I thought you was done for, man.
So here's what it is. Pineapple, cucumber, ginger, and beets.
Sounds great.
Do you know how disgusting a beet is, Steve?
I've heard. I mean, I've not had one myself.
As an adult.
Yeah, as an adult. Like, I probably have had one in my life at some point.
Probably at an early Thanksgiving dinner or something, you were forced to taste one.
Yeah, I would say so.
And you knew never to do it again. Beets are disgusting, Steve.
Yes.
They also put me down a rabbit hole. Okay?
Okay.
You know, you get those
Marcus Schrute.
You said what?
So I'm gonna start calling you Marcus Schrute.
Wait, what? Where does that come from?
Dwight Schrute on The Office. He was a beet farmer.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he was a beet farmer, and yeah, it just I don't know. He loved beets.
Okay, they kept showing. Okay, the beets. Basically, they kept showing up on in my algorithms, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You need to add it for this and add it for that, and just keep going. Okay, so I got them, I peeled them, and I got my super sharp Ginsu knife and cut them up and put them in with the juice. Man,
yeah, my dad has one of those. He claims it cuts metal. I know I've told that story many times, but it's
look, mine's not actually a Ginsu, but it's I'd like to call it one.
Okay, well, my dad's is not either. It's something he got on As Seen by TV, or As Seen on TV. But
okay, so here's the problem, Steve, and I'll do as good with this as I can. Added the beets, it turned everything like you know how you only have a little bit of beet juice from a beet, right?
Yeah,
Steve, it half a glass, just maybe one glass, Steve. That half a glass, a little over half a glass, turned like two full pineapples and like 5 or 6 cucumbers. It turned it all blood red. Okay.
Yeah.
So I even got some gloves, some dishwashing gloves to cut the beets with because I didn't want to stain my fingertips all the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, without being graphic, everything turned red. I was very alarmed.
Okay.
Worried because you take a peek and you're like, uh-oh.
Sure.
So then I went down the rabbit hole of, yes, Marcus, this turns everything red.
You turned into me and Nick for a second.
Yes.
You're like, this has to be an issue with my colon. There's only
100%.
You go 0 to cancer.
Yeah. It's the only explanation.
1,000%. There is no way. And of course, you forget that you added beets to your morning juicing routine.
Right.
So by the time you, detox. Let's say detox. You're like, oh God. But. Yeah. I'm trying. We'll see if it lasts. It's not enough juice for Ugh.
Hey, all jokes aside, I commend you on that. I mean, that is a good
gross.
thing to do. Yeah, well, nothing healthy is good. So
I know. Pineapple's the only thing I like to
yeah, right. Yeah, like I enjoy that.
Okay, you want to give a shout out or anything?
Well, yeah, really quick too. I want to remind everybody we talked about it at the beginning of the show with the TBT. July 19th, the first game will be July 19th at 12:30. Looks like 12:30 in the afternoon. It's a Saturday. So we'll get that first TBT action Saturday, July 19th at 12:30. I imagine there'll be a big crowd there and kind of get that fun started, man. That's soon.
It's right around the corner.
I mean, July 19th, Marcus, is right around the corner. Do you realize what we just said? July 19th is right around the corner. I mean, that's insane. Like, it's like, oh my God, it's gonna be football season tomorrow.
And it feels like it. It feels
Yes.
like it too. Just this heat. This.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. No, again, like I said, outside of Captain Lockdown, our producer, I'm okay with the heat. We talked about this yesterday. But yeah, anyways,
You're crazy, man. Like, I think you're just lying. I'm just like, occasionally you just, spout BS. Like, there's no effing way.
But Steve is a football player of nature, so he was forged by the darkness and heat.
God bless you, man. If you're really okay with this,
Would
like,
that be okay to
Biscuit
say,
and
Steve?
no, I'm not okay with it. That's never the point, Nick.
No,
It's
yeah,
not-
but you went so extreme yesterday. You were like, I was moving my cousin or my brother-in-law. I was playing basketball. I was doing, thrust squats in the parking lot. Like, you ain't, you were like going like a million miles an hour, like out there.
All stuff you can't do in the cold.
I'd prefer to do them in the cold rather than sweat my ass off. You're crazy.
I love a hot gym.
Yeah, because
You're
again,
nuts
Marcus,
too. Both of you are nuts.
Marcus, again, because you don't want FEMA to drop our dinners off to us while we're locked inside.
That has nothing to do with it. I just don't like having swamp ass. It doesn't mean if I'm left, right, woke, and like MAGA, whatever you want to call it, I don't like being sweaty, Steve. I have to use powder. I get itchy. I chafe.
You're a liberal if you don't like being sweaty.
There is
if I'm ever running for a position, that's going to be my campaign.
Your campaign slogan?
Yeah, if you don't like being hot and sweaty, you must be a liberal.
It's like, victory!
Dude, I'm working at the restaurant tonight. You think they want me bringing straws to people, because evidently everyone gets straws. We're the only restaurant that doesn't bring straws. Do you think you want me dripping sweat while I'm serving you jambalaya? No.
You guys got
It's going to affect my tips. I'm going to be sweat. It's going to be like a wet t-shirt contest. No one's going to want to be served by a moist man.
Okay, listen, I don't want to ruin this funny segment, but I am really serious about this because me and Charity have talked about coming out there. Do you guys got like an outdoor patio?
We do, and it's excellent.
Okay, well, we can't sit in it when it's the winter, Nick. You can't. The outdoor patio is not an option in the winter.
Ooh, do you have the outdoor heaters, Nick?
A fire pit. We have space
Burn.
heaters
to make it hotter.
Yes. My whole thing is it's infinitely easier to get warm than it is to get cool.
You're telling me people sit out on your patio and eat in the dead of winter?
Not always. No,
not ever.
They want to be inside, but we do have amenities. We have space heaters that are quite warm, and it can get relatively comfortable out there. Look,
It's
I'm not
Christmas
saying,
Eve. Let's go sit outside and eat.
I'm not saying they're going out there in 32-degree, cold. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that you can't tell me that being outside right now is
I might go to Four
comfortable.
Pegs tonight
It's
and eat
possible.
outside.
but it's not comfortable. You are not having a good time.
Yeah, well, I know
if
it's
you're
more than possible because there'll be people out there tonight when you go. There won't be in December.
Shout out to Chris Williams. 4 picks.
Big shout, yeah, 4
Yeah.
picks.
Absolutely. Love those guys. Best wings in the city.
Nick said, yeah. I love how he switches gears so quick. Yeah. No, they're great. They're
No,
the
I
best
love
wing.
Chris. Chris is the best.
No, Chris is good. You did a podcast with Chris this weekend?
I did, yeah. Cardinal Sports Zone. Shout out my man Jeremy and Joe and all those guys. Yeah, me and Chris were the special guests. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, how about that? Look at that. Oh no, Chris is like nationally famous. He's like,
oh yeah,
you know,
TV star.
Yeah, he's a big TV star. Well, listen, here's the thing, man. It's proven, you know, if you enjoy getting outside and doing stuff like that, and look, your testosterone is probably right where it needs to be. If you don't and you prefer the cold, go out and see my friends over at Tri-State Men's Health. And here's the thing, man. Get over there, check it out. If you need, it could just be a testosterone boost thing, and it's something not all men. We want to admit, you don't want to admit you got testosterone's getting lower. I'm getting older in age. I don't want, but it doesn't mean that it's not like it shouldn't be a conversation that like we're scared to have. Like, you know, you've got low T. Well, yeah, and you probably do too. Like the older we're getting, like my friends groups, you know, we're all getting 39, 40, 42, 43, 45, you know, and that we're getting up in age to the point where we're, again, that's not old, but we're getting to the point where you might need a little bit of help. And that's why our friends over at Tri-State Men's Health are there. Go to tristatemenshealth.com, take that low T quiz. One of their great locations here in Louisville, in northern Kentucky. Go up to Cincinnati or Columbus. The Cincinnati Reds, who are a major league baseball team and playing pretty well right now. They use them as well for their team. So get over there, check them out. Listen, if it's energy you need, it might not be testosterone. It might just be energy. And they have amino blend that they can put together and give you that, and it'll help you get you through the days, you know. So get over, check them out. Tri-State Men's Health, and most importantly, tell them you heard about them right here on 93.9 The Ville.
All right, hit it, Nikki. What you got on deck?
Oh, we got our man Neil Knuckles Greenberg joining us. I'm starting my fast food gauntlet poll today. It is a Ken J. Beaner and Sons Twitter poll Tuesday, so we got that cooking. And yeah, text welcome as well. We're going to obviously talk about the TBT bracket a little bit.
Okay.
An interesting story from Pablo Torre I want to get Pops' thoughts on. And yeah, we might delve a little bit into the NBA draft tomorrow as well. So.
Okay.
93.9 The Ville.